Take 3.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, it's Shannon and Meg.
And we are going to tell you our story.
What story?
The story of how we met.
Oh. Just had to clear that up.
Our story. Our story.
Our story.
Our story.
Where do we begin?
So,
Back in 2014.
we met in 2014. And I was really good friends with this girl at the time. Sorry.
I was friends with the same girl.
Yeah. And she asked me if she could, like, come to a concert with me. And I was like, that's fine, no big deal. And then she asked me if her friend could meet us. And I was like, sure, no big deal. Because at that point in my life, I was totally okay with meeting new people. Now,
Same.
I hate people. So,
Oddly enough, I went to college with that girl. Did you go to SCO at the time?
I went to SCO at the time.
So we were all 3 at the same
school. And we
I
had
didn't
no
know
idea.
her, but I met another girl because...
But we have mutual friends, too. So, like, we've had mutual friends in the past.
But we went to totally different high schools, so
Totally-
we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Different school districts, too. So, I knew this girl because her class... Hold for sound.
Excuse me, bitch. Got it? You good?
You good, bro?
You good? So,
this girl that she knew and I knew had a class across the hall from one of my classes at college. And so whenever we would be waiting for our classes to start, we would be standing in the hallway, and eventually we started talking to each other.
oh, I didn't know that's how you guys met.
Yeah.
This is
I
the
told
first
you
time
this.
I'm hearing this part of the story.
So one of the first conversations we ever had, we were both sitting on this bench, and she was talking to some girl about Frozen and how she was obsessed with Frozen. Oh my God, she's gonna see this one day. Oh my God, whatever. So
I mean,
we were both talking about this concert series that was happening. Can I help you? I knew this was gonna happen. Get out!
cameo
Get out.
from the dog.
Get out. We were talking about this country concert series that was going on in our town that happens every year, and I had never been. So that was the first year I was going, and you buy this one ticket, and it gets you into all the concerts for the whole summer.
And at this time, this summer was like my third summer doing this, or like
And it was my first.
my second or third summer doing these tickets.
We both had this mega ticket, and we didn't know anybody else of our friends that was going, and so we were like, hey, if we're ever going and we don't have anyone to go with, shoot me a text and we can sit together in the lawn, so that way we're not sitting alone. It's like, okay, so the first concert came. This was the end of May.
May 30th.
Yes,
to be
May
exact.
30th. It was the Brad Paisley concert. And
Thank you, Brad Paisley, because you brought us together. Shout out.
so I went, I don't think I rode with anybody. I drove myself there because I was meeting her at the concert.
And she came with me.
Yeah, she told me, hey, my friend Megan's going to be coming with me. I hope that's okay. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have any friends anyway, so more the merrier. And
I had a group of friends that went to all these concerts. So, like, you guys came and, like...
I was the outsider. I didn't know anybody except for this one girl.
Well, okay, I had three friends that had tickets that we went to all the concerts the year before and this year together. So we already had, like, a routine to set up, whatever. I brought this girl, our mutual friend, with me. And that's when she told me that she was bringing her. So I was like, no big deal. I mean, we had a big enough spot anyways because we typically met people there that we knew or whatever. It was like... You knew everybody that was going to these shows, basically. Like you saw tons of people you knew.
Right. It was a big thing. You had a big group on the lawn.
Yeah. So our mutual friend left to go find her and bring her back. And how did you, like, what happened, like, what did you guys do before you came up to the lawn?
I don't even
you
remember.
took pictures with the radio DJs.
Oh, yeah, we did. We took a bunch of pictures because the DJ guys were there. And they always had, like,
And they were, like, our favorite radio
meet and greet
DJs
thing.
of all time. At least mine. They were my favorite radio DJs of all time. And so then they came up, and I remember seeing them come up or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, she looks cool, because you looked cool. So I was
What was I wearing?
khakis.
She sounds hideous. Well, she's a guy,
so I'm so glad.
I don't even remember what I was wearing.
I don't remember what you were wearing, but you say you don't judge people off of appearance, but you judge people off of
but
their
in the
first
good
impression.
way.
But in a good way.
In our way, it was the good way.
Yeah.
It was like, she looks like somebody I would be really good friends with.
Yeah,
and I said that to her. I don't remember anything that happened, but I remember exactly what I said up, like, at a point where we had already, like, had a conversation. And
Oh, I remember before. I remember the stuff.
You
that
do?
Yeah.
What did we say
So-
or do?
Okay,
Because the only thing I remember is saying, do you go to Wild Country?
Yeah.
And
Well,
that was it.
okay, so she comes up, and I see that she's wearing...
I don't think I've ever heard this part of the
Can
story.
I see your hand, please? Other hand. She was wearing this.
Oh, yeah.
This is on her left hand. I had just gone through a breakup, like, literally less than a month before.
She was so salty.
I was so salty, because I saw...
As salty as the freaking
Chipotle
chips.
I was salty, and I made like some sort of like snarky single girl joke because
Oh,
like
bad.
I am a girl that I don't need relationships, but I am good at relationships and I'm bad at single life. So I made a snarky comment.
She's not lying.
I'm not. I'm terrible at being single. Like, I'm terrible. I am like a complete commitment like champ. I love it.
Just rip the bag. Sorry, I'm eating Chipotle while we're talking, but
She's hungry and I'm drinking, so I mean
girls
whatever.
gotta eat.
So, I made some snarky comment. I don't know how you decided to continue to talk to me, but you did.
No, because it wasn't like
It wasn't a bad comment. It was directed at me. It was like something like, "Oh, I wish that was happening for," or I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what I said. I just know I said something that was snarky and like totally something a bitter single girl would say.
But
And
it was like
it was funny.
funny.
It was funny at the time.
I didn't take any offense to it at all.
Okay, well, that's good. Then we continued to talk, and we realized that literally probably like 10 minutes after that is when you asked me about the line dancing
You were wearing
bar.
your camo hat.
Yeah, I was in, because it was supposed to rain that night. So I was in like a camo hat and a hoodie because...
This was not something you like did a full face of makeup and looked cute for. Because it was hot and sweaty.
It was terrible.
And sometimes it rained, and all your makeup would sweat off anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know.
And
what
I was
wearing.
20 at the time, so I wasn't drinking, but then, like...
I was 21.
I was gonna say, when you were drinking at these shows, like, it's already, like, 100 degrees. And then you're, like, even hotter. So, like, there's no point in trying to look cute. Because, like, you ain't gonna look cute no matter what you do.
So, you were wearing, like, some t-shirt and
I was
your
wearing
camo.
And my camo... Either my camo hat was on or it was, like, hooked to my belt. Because that was the other thing I
on.
did. Okay. So,
It
yeah,
was
I always
definitely
hooked it to
on.
my belt.
But I just remember sitting on the lawn.
Right behind me. Like, you
before it
sat,
started.
like...
Yeah, I was behind you.
Like, directly behind me. Like, right
But
up
we were
on
still,
me.
like, in our group.
Well, yeah, but I meant, like... I was sitting cross-legged and your knees were touching my back.
Right.
So we were, like, talking.
We were talking, and I was just, like, trying to not be socially awkward, I guess.
Yeah.
And just tried to make conversation.
And she mentioned the magic words.
Yeah, I said, do you ever go to that bar in Illinois called Wild Country? Because you totally look like somebody who would go there all the time. And she flipped out.
Literally, at that point...
What did you say?
Oh my god, I go there twice a week. Like, that
At
was,
least.
At least. Like, that was our place back then. I mean, it still kind of is our place, because it's like...
It'll always be our place.
It'll always be our place.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. It's like like, if you've ever seen the movie Footloose, it's like exactly like the bar in that. It's like incredible. It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And it's like my heaven. It's like exactly everything I want in like a place to go out. It just is an hour or so away from where I live. Either way, it doesn't matter because we still drive there. But
it's like 45 minutes.
I go, at that point, you can get in when you're 18, and at that point I had been going from when I was about 19.
And I started when I was 18.
I just turned 19. So I was like, it was right before I turned 19, I think was the first time I went. It might have been 18. And we went twice a week because you could get in free on Wednesdays with your college ID, which you still can. And then the cover charge was only like $5 if you're drinking, and it's like no cover charge.
It was 6 or 7 if you're under 21.
Oh, 6 or 7 if you're under 21.
5 if you're 21 or over.
So cover wasn't that bad, and we weren't 21, so we weren't drinking, so we literally paid $6 to go dance.
Right. And that's still what I go to do. I don't even go to drink.
No, I mean, I'll have 8. If I'm not driving, I drink. But I went twice a week. I would go every Wednesday, and then we went at least one weekend night, whether it be Friday or Saturday.
Right.
At that point. So we had also been in the same bar at the same time and never met.
I didn't go as often as you, though. I started going when I was 18, because that's when we went for my other friend's birthday for the first time.
Yeah.
So one of our mutual friends, because eventually, once we became really good friends,
She introduced
her to my best friend at the time, who I've known since 7th grade, so like 10 years now. And so the three of us immediately became best friends.
Yeah.
Once I introduced her,
Yeah.
who I also brought to another concert later on to meet her. So it was kind of like a full circle.
Yeah.
I met her at a concert, and then I introduced my other best friend to her at a concert.
And that was... What?
We didn't finish the day of the concert because I was so awkward, like, meeting people and meeting friends and stuff, that I was so, like, I always felt like everybody thought I was weird.
Which I don't see.
I know,
because
but
you're
now-
like one of the... Okay, go ahead.
So I was always weird about, like, asking people to hang out again later. So when I asked her, like, hey,
Well,
can I get your phone number
I
so
would
we
say
can
we
hang out
exchanged
again?
numbers that night, and we added each other on Facebook that night.
Right. But I was so, like, awkward about it because I just met her and I was, like, kind of like a first date kind of thing. Like, do you want to get the guy's number and the chance that he's really cool, or is he going to be, like, super wacko and, like,
Crazy.
weird? Yeah.
I turned out to be really cool, guys. Just
So-
saying.
The funny thing was we both saved each other's number, not knowing, in our phones as Megan, so-and-so's friend.
I saved her as Shannon, so-and-so's friend.
Yeah.
So that was like the first sign that
Because
we
we didn't
are...
know last names yet. We had no idea.
We had literally met and talked for several hours at this concert. We also, side note, at that show got bumped up to better
Yeah, we
seats
did.
because we knew somebody, like
Somebody's
my
cousin
friends.
or something.
No, it was my friend's friend.
He worked there.
at Verizon.
You can say it.
Okay, at Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, and got us bumped up because it was supposed to rain. So we got to sit under the pavilion instead of sitting in the lawn.
Yeah.
For the show, which was super cool because if you haven't seen Brad Paisley, you need to because it's freaking awesome. And we got to be closer to the stage, so that was like super cool. All in all, it was a great night. I have lots of fond memories of that night. I don't know if you do, but I do.
Everything after that has been with each other.
Yeah.
I literally have not stopped hanging out with her since that day.
Yeah, we've been pretty much inseparable. Quickly realized that we were like each other's other half in a friendship situation.
Peanut butter, jelly.
Yes. And we have literally, like, everything we do is together. Or it's about each other in some way. Like,
I don't go a single day without talking to her.
Yeah. Not at all. If we do, it's literally like the worst, longest day of my life because I'm like, oh my god.
And it's
she's mad
usually
at me?
because we're both at work.
That's the only time we don't talk. Is when
Right.
we're at work. And even then, we still text when we're at work.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of things together.
Most of my battery phone life is consumed of FaceTime and text.
Yes.
With her.
Well, okay, now let's explain why we FaceTime and text so much.
Backtrack.
Backtrack. Few
I
years.
used to live not with her, but in the same city as her. That's how we met because we lived in the same area.
Yeah. And about a year.
We became really close over
The year.
the next two. Was it?
It was a year.
2015. I moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, over the next year. God, we were only friends for a year when I moved.
Yeah, and look at us
Jesus.
now.
Okay, so yeah, in 2015, I decided to move to Kansas City because that's where my boyfriend lived.
And I am from
St. Charles.
St. Charles,
We're both
St.
from
Louis.
St. Charles.
So,
St. Louis area, Missouri. But my boyfriend had already lived out in Kansas City on his own for 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
I don't know this part of the story.
And I was still in school. I was
been
still
with
living with
him
my
longer than me.
parents in St. Charles, and I still had my job. And once I finished school and I got my degree, I decided that I didn't want to do long distance anymore, so I
So she chose
moved
to
out of
be
my parents.
not long distance with her boyfriend, but long distance with me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a joke. Go ahead.
Whatever. So I moved out of my parents' house, and my boyfriend and I and another person that we were friends with at the time, we rented a house in Kansas City. He moved out of his apartment, and we lived in that house for a year and a half, and now I've been out here for 2 years. 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was
It was August when you moved.
the beginning of September, end of August when I moved to our first house. We're in a different house now because our lease ended in April or March. Yeah, April 1st. And then the other roommate that we had moved to South Dakota, and so we got this house, which is outside of Kansas City, but still considered Kansas City, basically.
But just so you know, I completely supported your decision to move here.
Oh, yeah.
I 100%... I wouldn't say, like, I didn't push you or anything, because you obviously made the decision
but
on your
she
own.
wasn't giving me a guilt trip for moving.
No. And I just joke with her now about it. I just want to clarify that, because I totally understand why she did it and what she, like, I get it, because we're very similar when it comes to our relationships. Our relationships are very important to us, and
right.
honestly, like...
And at the time, I was 22 and a half, technically. I was 22, and I had finished school, and I was working full-time at a daycare, basically. Living in the basement of my parents' house, because that's where my bedroom was. And I had 2 younger sisters that lived there as well. And I just felt like I couldn't feel like an adult because I was still living there. Not that I hate my parents or anything. I love them to death.
You have great
But
parents.
I just felt like I had gotten my degree. I was just working at this job. And I needed something else.
Plus,
I had her, which was great.
Right.
But I wasn't going to be doing anything with my life except working and hanging out with her, which is not a bad thing, but
no, but I get it.
I was tired of taking the train to Kansas City or renting a car to drive to Kansas City every other weekend or whatever to see my boyfriend. It was just, I was wasting too much money and too much gas.
I am easier accessible
Right.
than he was at the time. His job is he works odd hours. He wasn't accessible to her to be like able to talk to whenever she was. I mean, you guys got to talk, but it wasn't the same as like living here with him.
Right.
Whereas you can talk to me almost 24/7. I'm accessible almost nonstop.
She knows if she misses a FaceTime, she's in trouble.
It's bad. You don't want to mess with mama.
We get the text, bitch.
Yes, 100%. Like
you get the bitch text, you're in trouble.
So that brings us, I guess, to here now.
Yeah.
We are...
This is actually the first time that she's come to visit me. This is my house here.
Well, this is the first time I've come to this house.
This house, yeah.
I was going to say, I've been here before. Twice before.
To the old house. But it's been a long time.
One was a surprise. One was planned.
When was that?
I think that they've been almost
exactly a year apart.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we've been friends now for over 3 years. But it feels like so much longer than that. Yeah. And a part of me wishes... really wishes that it could have been longer than that. But then again, the people that we were before we met, I think that there is a reason we met when we did.
Right. Because she had just gotten out of a really shitty relationship.
I got out of a really... I hope he doesn't see this.
He's never going to see this.
But
if it's not on Tumblr, he's not going to see it.
Fair enough. So I got out of a bad relationship. I had also gone through a lot of really... traumatic stuff the year before we met, and I think that shortly after we met, I got into the relationship that I'm in now, and I think that I had to go through all of those things first to meet the 2 most important people in my life. I don't think that I would have been able to recognize that you were going to be who you are to me.
Right. No, I had no idea.
Before
I didn't even know what the term person meant till I met her. Yeah.
And then it made so much sense.
I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I have no idea, that it was even from that.
Well, at the time, I didn't watch Grey's either. Now I do.
Well, no.
But it makes sense. When you're thinking about it, we have our boyfriends who are, partners.
Might as well be married to him, because that's how we act.
That's how we all act.
Like an old married couple.
All the time. But then, she is my soulmate. She is, the person that, she's my soulmate. And then
we're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings. My chip just broke in the queso.
Oh my god, you were so sad.
That sound just... why?
Why?
Why? Why do you hate me?
But, I don't know. I just think that our relationship means a lot more to me now. Well, it's always meant a lot to me. But as we've gotten older, she's literally the only person that I honestly care about besides my boyfriend. That's not related to me by blood. I have another really, best friend who I care about a ton. So, I have her and one other person and my boyfriend, and then...
Yeah, I don't really have anybody.
Like,
Not here in KC. I don't have anybody here in KC. Like, this is how it is when you become an adult. When you're 24 and you have adult things to do in your life.
But
Excuse me.
honestly,
You have very few friends and things to do.
I don't think that, like, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, I wouldn't be able to have a long-distance friendship like ours.
No, it would have fallen apart.
No. And we have...
Like, if I move back home at any point to St. Louis, any friend that I have out here, I'll probably lose just because we hardly talk now.
Right.
The people that I did meet through my first job here, but I still live here and we don't even see each other all the time. Like, there is nobody out here in Kansas City like her that I see every single day or talk to every single day or hang out with every single weekend.
Like, I can't make a decision without you.
That chip is salty.
I was say that smells really spicy.
That's salty.
Oh my
That was
God, I
a
can
lot
smell
of
the
salt
queso.
on that chip.
Um,
Oh my damn.
but we definitely complete each other is where I was, like, trying to go with that. Is we're two halves of a person that found the other half.
But yeah, we don't judge.
We don't judge. There's no
There's
judgment.
a lot of stupid things that I'm obsessed with.
And there's a lot of stupid things that I do.
Nobody else would get. Like, my boyfriend thinks I'm crazy because of all the YouTubers that I watch. And I spend 9 hours, 10 hours a week watching YouTube. I looked at my phone the other day, and my, like, log of battery life, like, battery time and, like, usage on my phone.
Was YouTube and...
Almost 10 hours was YouTube. Not ashamed. Oh, hi. Dog cameo. She just crawls up on the couch whenever she wants to.
What'd you do?
That's
I
my dog.
really hope she hits you in the head with her tail.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I know, but it would be really funny to catch up video.
And then she just disappears in the corner.
Her
You
tail
can't even
weighs
see her
like
anymore.
10 freaking pounds. Hi. Hi. Oh, look at my finger. Hold on.
Katie.
Katie. Are you camera shy? But, yeah. So, now we're here. And I am sitting in her living room because I surprised her today, which we can...
I
we're
ugly
vlogging.
cried.
Yeah, she ugly cried. And we're vlogging about it.
You've
so
been
you'll
vlogging
see,
all day.
You'll see that video coming soon. But we just wanted to kind of like tell you where we came from. Like our little like...
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. I'm only me when I'm with you.
Oh, thanks. I love that. I listened to that song on the way here.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I listened to that in the Oath.
Fun!
So...
Is there anything else that we need to tell?
No, I think that we're good. That's basically how we came about, is we met at a concert, and we've been best friends ever since.
And we became obsessed with watching people vlog on YouTube and decided, why not do it?
We have a long-distance friendship. It's kind of interesting. We make it work. So why not record how we make it work?
Now we have the Shannon Meg channel.
Woo! So if you want to subscribe, we will be vlogging our life together and our interesting adventures because we like to do adventures. We like to go explore. We surprise each other a lot. Well, she surprises me a lot.
I surprise her more, but she's getting better at it.
So if you want to, subscribe to our channel.
Like this
video.
Follow us on Twitter.
And on Instagram. And hope we see you here in our next video.
Who knows when it's gonna be? But stay tuned.
Yeah, we don't have...
Is this our thing? Is
Can
this
we
gonna
do
be
it?
it?
Okay, bye!
Hey guys, it's Shannon Meg.
Yeah.
What? Hey guys! That was my ankle.
Your hair looks super cute right now. Thanks. Check yourself.
Hey guys, it's Shannon Meg. That's it. I just did it.
That's perfect. We'll just use that.